Hey folks, Mark here at RC Planes, Copters, and Trucks. And what we're looking at here is, what am I doing? I'm going down memory lane, if you will. I have a fair amount of experience working around helicopters, never as a pilot, never as a mechanic, uh, ground crew. Mostly worked in ticketing, actually, getting passengers ready to board the helicopters. But I got to fly on them a lot as a passenger for various reasons. And so what we're looking at here is a helicopter that looks. First of all, I went to work for a company that back then was called Grand Canyon Helicopters. When I first went to work in a helicopter field, it was called Grand Canyon Helicopters. I don't remember the year. It was maybe early '80s, mid '80s, something like that. Anyway, for the first part of my working with that company, this is what the helicopters looked like. It's hard to see, but right over here there's a sort of an eagle logo or a bird logo, and it says Grand Canyon Helicopters. And interesting thing is the owner of this company, Elling Halverson, he uh, he began his helicopter air tour business at Grand Canyon by doing something else. There was a water pipeline that needed to be built from the north rim of Grand Canyon, which is at about 8,000 feet, and that pipeline needed to run from that 8,000-foot rim all the way down one side of the canyon, the north side of the canyon, to the Colorado River, which is a number of miles. It's about 8 miles or so. And then I'm just guessing off the top of my head. And then it had to cross the river, this pipeline, and then the pipeline had to travel all the way up the other side, the south side of the Grand Canyon, toward the south rim until that pipeline finally reached the south rim. And then that pipeline was used to provide water to lodges and local residents and all kinds of things. So that's how he got started. He did a construction project, a massive, incredible type of construction project that was never done before by building this pipeline across the canyon. And the only way that that could be done to fly in the pipe where it needed to go and stuff in some very remote areas, the helicopter was the only way that this project could be done. And then after that, he thought to himself, well, I ought to do helicopter air tours here. That could be very popular. So I think he might have been the first one doing helicopter air tours of Grand Canyon. If not, he was very early in the game. So anyway, that's a Bell 206B Jet Ranger. I'm getting a Bell. Well, I'm getting an Align T-Rex 450 size, 450 LP helicopter, and I'm also getting a Bell Jet Ranger fuselage kit for it that will look like this, other than the paint job. It'll be a Bell 206B model, which is a 4-passenger aircraft like this. So anyway, I just thought I'd share that. That's why I'm getting the Jet Ranger Fuse kit for my T-Rex helicopter. And also another thing, and this is not a positive thing. This photograph that I'm looking at here is with regard to an article about a crash at Grand Canyon, June 18th, 1986. Grand Canyon Airlines Incorporated aircraft, which I worked for them, not at this time, but I worked for them prior to this. Well, they flew Twin Otters. They flew de Havilland Twin Otter tour aircraft that would fly over the Grand Canyon. They had taken out all these stock small windows and put in big picture windows in these aircraft. They had custom paint job. So on June 18th, 1986, one of these Grand Canyon Airlines de Havilland Twin Otter tour aircraft with approximately 19 passengers aboard, it and the Bell Jet Ranger, similar to the one I just showed you, they collided. Mid-air crash over the Grand Canyon. Everyone was killed. Now, when this happened, I was working for Papillon Helicopters. Now, the Grand Canyon Helicopters later on acquired some helicopter companies in Hawaii and so on, and so they didn't want their name to just be Grand Canyon. They wanted to have a multi-location sort of brand, so they went to Papillon Helicopters. So it was Papillon Helicopters Grand Canyon. Well, I was working at this time in 1986 on June 18th. I was working at Papillon Helicopters. Okay, the owner of the helicopter that was involved in the mid-air collision, he used to work at Papillon, and he went and started his own business, which is Helitack, as you can see on the screen there. So the helicopter pilot and